Daddy loves Big Bud. Hey, Big Bud. This is Bud. Bud's a big old dog, basically. How can you eat your friends? Aren't those cows your friends? Well, no. They're beef. There's a stinking groundhog under there. It ran off when I just walked up here. Guys, welcome back to another gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I'm Josh, and if you've never been here, this is a 150-acre first-generation cattle farm. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some questions that I'm getting from viewers since I've just recently taken some animals to my butcher. And these animals are animals that I raised, animals that grew up here, animals that were born right here on this farm, right here in beautiful North Carolina, on this grass, in these pastures that I manage and love. The animals that I manage and love and care for and make sure that they're happy and they're healthy and give them the very best life. The questions I get are, Josh, how on earth can you make this decision that something you've raised since birth with what they perceive and I perceive to be a personality that may be calm, a personality that may be a fence jumping personality, a rude personality. You know, all these animals have different personalities. Every animal up here, and the cows are right up on the ridge right there. They'll probably make their way down here as we're talking. But how, Josh, as a farmer or a homesteader, and I want y'all to definitely chime in down here in the comments, how do you deal with knowing the animal that you butcher and eat? How do you deal with it? How do you handle it psychologically? How is it that you deal with knowing and raising these animals from birth all the way through to the butcher shop and to the freezer and to my mouth? How do you deal with that, Josh? How do you wrap your head around it? How do you raise chickens and butcher them? How do you do that? How do you wrap your head around it? Well, I think the biggest thing that I have to think about, and again, I want you guys that are raising your own farm animals to chime in here, whether it's a goat, a sheep, lamb, cow, whatever it is that you're going to eat, camel, I don't know, ostrich, they're all here to serve a purpose. My cattle, from birth until death, serve a purpose. I have mama cows out here that birth the babies. I'm as friendly as I can be to these animals. I give them the very best life, the very best food, the very best care that I possibly can, and I want them to be the most healthy that they possibly can. A healthy and happy animal grows better, lives a better life out here on pasture, all grass fed, never getting any kind of chemicals, never getting exposure to any kind of toxins, and never ever having to live one day of sickness in their entire life. I think we should all be so blessed, and this is where I'm going to take this, to understand raising, let's just start with chickens, raising pastured poultry or chickens, meat bird chickens. These animals typically don't exhibit loving, cuddly behavior. And the loving, cuddly behavior is what we respond to as humans, as human-like from these animals. These animals are driven by food and driven by instinct and survival. That's what they're driven by. A chicken is chicken because it's scared, because everything likes chicken. Chickens are fearful of everything, guys. The same goes with cattle. Cattle are fearful of everything. But as I expose myself to them, and goats and sheep and all that, every animal has a little bit different personality and a little more tolerance or a little less tolerance for me, for people. Now, I have cows up here. Cow is a bovine animal that's had a calf. I have steers up here, which are non-intact bulls. In other words, their man parts are no longer there. We have bulls, little bulls in here. Their man parts are still there. We have a big bull in here that breeds the cows that have the baby. So This is a cow-calf operation. The cows get taken to the market and sold, and some of the cows that I raised myself, I age them out here on pasture. It takes about 28 months, and I become quite attached to them. I'll age them out, I'll take them to the butcher, and I know that my animals are here for high quality beef. It is a very, very easy decision to make, but a tough thing to do and a tough thing to deal with mentally. And again, I want you guys to chime in on how you deal with it too. As for chickens, for pastured poultry, basically these guys have a food drive and there's nothing else to really discuss. They are driven by food and water and shelter and safety, and that's all it is to it. We raise them up. They're only here for about 8 to 10 weeks, and then I butcher them. Butchering them in a safe and humane manner is my goal every single time. A very quick dispatch of the animal in a very humane and stress-free environment is super good. Again, with the chickens, with the cows, with every animal on this farm, we give them a wonderful life, their entire life, a safe and wonderful life with one bad moment. Never experiencing sickness, never experiencing illness, never experiencing a health disparity, nothing, never ever experiencing anything bad in their lives. And I think we should all be so blessed to have that. As an intensive care nurse for about 13 years, I watched a lot of suffering, from family member suffering to human suffering to patient suffering. I watched a lot of it. And I think dealing with the life and death that I dealt with as a young boy, growing up on a farm, when it was time to eat chicken, Josh went to the barn and got a chicken. And we got the chicken and took it and cooked it. Mama cooked it. Whether it's a chicken or a squirrel or a rabbit or whatever it is, we lived off the land. And that was a way that I grew up that's really tough for a lot of people to digest. It's really tough for people to say, I knew my food, and I know my food, and I know how they were raised, I know how they were treated, and I respect the idea that they were treated good their entire life and they only had one bad moment. This video is kind of stemmed from a lot of comments and questions that I get, like, I get comments like, oh, you're a horrible, horrible person. I can't believe you would butcher your friend, you know, and I'm friendly to him, but he's not my friend. The steers that I'm butchering are not my friends. They are here to serve a purpose, and that purpose is food. And once you understand that, I think you'll be a whole lot better off. It's not like going through the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A and you never knew the chicken. And for some reason, that's okay for people, and I don't understand that. How it's okay for you to go through the drive-thru and order a Chick-fil-A sandwich and eat half of it and throw it away, that is disgusting to me. Raising animals, knowing those animals, loving those animals, petting those animals, treating them with respect, and knowing that they're going to be food, and not blocking out of my mind the reality that meat comes from living things, is just real. It's just real, it's in your face, it's wholesome, it's the way we used to live, and I think we need to get back to that. So just because, and I want you to think about this, if you don't raise any animals and this is something you want to comment on, please comment down there. But just because you went to Chick-fil-A and got a Chick-fil-A sandwich and you got full and you threw half of that sandwich away, I want you to think about the animal, the real animal that lost its life for that food, and respect that. Respect it. I think we've lost respect for food and where food comes from, and it's somebody else's job in this country, and that is a very, very disgusting thing. So some people say you're horrible and disgusting for butchering your animals here on this farm, whether it's chickens, whether it's pigs, or whether it's cows. I say you're a horrible, horrible person for not caring enough about the life of that animal to throw it away in the trash. And how much meat we throw away in this country is absolutely absurd and disgusting. If there's any take-home message here, guys, raise your own meat or buy from a local farmer that farms sustainably like we do here. Grass-fed beef is not as good as grain-fed beef if you butcher the animal in the middle of the winter when it's eating hay. Grass-fed beef that's out here on good green pastures, when we butcher them, tastes delicious. It has a flavor that makes beef from the store that's non-grass fed seem like cardboard, okay? That's a fact. Pastured poultry, seek out your local farms. Get on that Google, get on that Facebook, find your local farm, support your local farmer, and understand and respect that each and every piece of meat, whether it's a chicken McNugget or whether it's a steak, came from a living animal. And to throw that away and to waste that, that is the true wasted life of a farm animal. The true cruelty of a farm animal is letting the cattle, which are over the hill right now, age out and die of a suffering old age in vain with no use. That is a horrible, horrible thing to do. So out of respect for my animals, I thank them for what they provided for me. They have a purpose, and that purpose is food. High quality, good food. They take care of the land, I take care of them, and then again, they take care of me and you. Thank you guys so much. I hope this is a good message for you. I hope you'll hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll show you more about what goes on here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. There's a lot going on all the time. I'm getting ready to go over here, take care of the chickens, throw some tomatoes to them that I picked out of the garden, and we're getting ready to shuffle the cows right up the hill here to a new section of awesome green grass that's this high. It's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Be sure you hit the like button. Tell me your feelings. Post it down there. Share something. There'll be links to other videos on the farm right up in here as soon as this one's over. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Look forward to seeing you. Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife, bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Donnie, what's love got to do with it? Hey, Donnie. Donnie, you better get your butt on somewhere. They chewing, they ain't mooing. There's only a few cows out here that will allow me to pet them. And it's not that one. Hey, you. Let's spritz that hair up a little bit for the camera, okay? What do you think? Good? Susie. Hey, Susie. Oh, what a tongue. What are you doing to that big long tongue, Susie? Huh? Let's see that tongue. Oh, Lord, what a tongue. I think a cow stepped on your camera. Come on, girls. Woo! Ah! Woo!